إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا وحبيبنا ومعلمنا محمدا عبده ورسوله أدى الأمانة وبلغ الرسالة ونصح الأمة وجاهد في الله حق جهاده حتى أتاه اليقين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على هذا النبي الأمين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. اللهم اجمعنا وإياهم في جنة الفردوس اللهم آمين. أما بعد, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His glorious book says, O you who believe, do not follow the footsteps of Shaytan. And whosoever follows the footsteps of Shaytan, then verily, he commands al-fahsha, which is committing indecency and illegal sexual intercourse. And he commands al-munkar, disbelief and polytheism, and everything that leads to evil deeds, and to speak what's forbidden in Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, do not follow the footsteps of Shaitan, because Shaitan has footsteps, meaning step by step he gets into you. The Shaitan is very smart to enter through the weakness that you have. If the human being has the weakness of leadership, Shaitan would come to him and whisper that you are the best leader. Without you, this place will not run. Without you, these people will be lost. You're the best leader, you're the best leader. But that's until the human being becomes full of himself and he becomes a tyrant because I know best and nobody else. And if the human being has weakness in desire when it comes to women or food or wealth, Shaitan enters from those gates. How? Step by step. A brother came to me who had studied Sharia and law back home, and he came to finish his studies in the United States. He knows of the hadith, of the recitations, of all kinds of Islamic knowledge, a lot. He knows a lot. And he came to the United States, went to university, and he was part of the MSA, Muslim Student Association. And he was leading, he was preaching, he was teaching. And of course, there was others, female Muslim students. And of course, they want to be like acting Islamically. But the following happened. This brother started exchanging numbers with this sister because they're talking about Da'wah days or Ramadan day or Palestine week or every day they're doing Da'wah. And because she was leading the girls, he was leading the boys. Slowly, little by little, he told me, Wallahi, I do not know how we fell into fornication. Step by step, the khutwat, the steps of the Shaitan, towing your rope little by little. Brother, you're only talking to her about da'wah. You're not doing anything haram. You just send her ayat. You're just this, you're just that. And one thing led to the other. They became, attracted to each other. Then they wanted to do the halal, but they both are students and their parents does not allow. He doesn't have a job. It's the whole situation. But the lust and the desire is sometimes stronger than the best boys and the best girls. Oh, you who believe, do not follow the footsteps of Shaitan. I was saying that not only the boys and the girls have to pay attention, but also the men and the women. The rope of Shaitan could be through your tongue, backbiting, through your stomach, eating from haram, or loving fame, reputation, and power. Everyone has a weakness. But when you know your weakness and you reconcile and make peace with your weakness, you might prevail. This reminds me of a story of a man in the times of Bani Israel. They call him the worshipper of Bani Israel. He was a man who dedicated his life to worshiping Allah. The worshipper Barsisa has dedicated his life to worshiping Allah in one of the towers. Like he would go up the Sama, the minaret, and just worship and nothing to do with life. 3 young men or strong men in his society, in his town, used to come to him for advice, for religious teaching, and also for worldly matters. He was a role model to them. He was a very pious man. He was a very respected man. One day, these 3 men had to go to fight some battle somewhere, and it would take a long time. And they said, we have a sister, a young sister, that we fear her safety. We fear for her safety, and we want to leave her with someone that we can trust. They said the best one to trust is Barsisa, the worshipper, the most we can trust. Leave our sister under his care, supervision, not in the house or in the temple or no, just under his supervision. One day Shaitan came to him after he put the food in front of her door. He says, Barsisa, this young girl is by herself, young woman. She's bored, she's lonely. Why don't you wait until she picks up the food so you can give her an advice, a religious advice, something so she doesn't feel so lonely. You're a man of God, you know God. Shaitan came to him and says, don't you go inside and help her in the house, step by step. He went from teaching the deen to giving food, now to helping. And of course, Prophet ﷺ says, there is not a man and a woman who are secluded in a place except Shaitan is number 3, is their third, is with them. After they fell into the haram, she got pregnant from the priest, from the rahib, from Barsisa, the worshipper? Now Shaytan came to him. He said, she just told you she's pregnant. If people find out that she's pregnant from you, they're going to say she's pregnant with Barsisa, the worshipper. It doesn't make sense. You're a religious role model. People will get hurt. And not only that, not for you. It might become a common practice in society, and you will cause corruption in society. You have to end this now. Told the lady or the young woman, give me my boy. I want to take him outside for a little bit. He took him out somewhere empty, wilderness, and he killed him. Killed the baby, buried him. What is my boy? I don't know. What is my boy? What is my boy? Until Shaytan came to him and he says, there is no way she's going to let you get away with this. She wants to go outside and look for her boy. You have to end this. He says, I didn't do this on purpose. I was just scared for my reputation and the reputation of my religion. I didn't want people to lose trust in the religion. That's why I did this. I didn't do this because I'm evil. It was just an accident. Oh, Allah, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, praying for forgiveness. When they came back, they went to see their worshiper. And then before they go to their home, they asked for, and he told them, I have bad news for you. Your sister got sick and died, and I buried her. They held each other. They cried over the grave, and they went home in sorrow that they have lost their baby sister. Shaytan went to them in their sleep and told them that your sister did not die of natural causes. Your sister was killed. And the only suspect is Barsisa. In the morning, the oldest one told his brothers, this is what I saw in the dream. The second brother told him, I saw the same dream. And the third one said, I saw the same dream. If all of us can have seen the same dream, it must have been something. They brought the police, they had a king, and they started investigating with Barsisa. And they started investigating and pushing him until they went to the grave. Somehow they found out, they dug out the bodies, and both the bodies had their throats slit. When Barsisa was about to get executed, they hung him on a tree trunk, and Shaytan came to him while he was waiting his sentencing. He told him, Barsisa, I can save you from this. How? I can save you from this, ya Barsisa. Only one condition. You have to disbelieve in Allah and make sajda to me, prostrate to me. Out of fear of death, Barsisa fell into sujood to this Shaytan. And when that happened, Shaytan says, indeed, I disown you. Why? I disassociate myself from you. Why? Because I fear Allah, the Lord of all being. The deception of Shaytan brings you to the edge of fire, pushes you, and goes back. Please ask Allah to protect you from Shaytan at all times and his deception. I know someone who converted to Islam. He learned Islam, became a good Muslim. He learned so much, he was able to stand and give khutbah. He was giving da'wah, debating all kinds of people. Now he's Satan worship. So don't take your deen for granted and ask Allah to keep you on this deen. Allahumma aghfir li abaina wa ummahatina. Allahumma aghfir li ulama'ina wa mashayikhina. Allahumma ansur al-Islam wa izz al-Muslimin. Allahumma wahid kalimatana ala kalimati ad-din. Allahumma aghfir warham wa'fu anna ya arhamar rahimin. Birahmatika nastaghith. Ibadallah. Inna الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما قوموا إلى صلاتكم يرحمكم الله